The most dangerous manipulators rarely look dangerous. They don't scream. They don't threaten. And they usually don't reveal themselves immediately. Instead, they observe quietly. Because manipulation is rarely about force. It's about psychological leverage. And most people never realize they're being manipulated until their confidence and boundaries have already been weakened. Manipulators almost never begin with obvious control. They begin with small tests, a delayed reply, a broken promise, a subtle insult disguised as humor. Small moments designed to answer one question: what will this person tolerate? Every time someone disrespects a boundary and faces no consequence, they learn something. They learn access. They learn emotional leverage. And over time, those small violations become larger ones. That's why manipulation is difficult to detect. The change is almost always slow enough to normalize. The moment emotional dependence enters a relationship, the balance of power changes, because the person who fears losing the relationship more usually sacrifices more. Their standards weaken, their self-respect becomes negotiable, and manipulators understand this deeply. That's why many manipulative people create emotional instability intentionally. Hot and cold behavior, attention followed by distance, validation followed by withdrawal. Because unpredictability creates emotional addiction. The human brain becomes obsessed with regaining certainty. And in that emotional confusion, people begin abandoning boundaries they once promised themselves they would never cross. Emotionally disciplined people are difficult to manipulate for one reason. They observe patterns before emotions. Most people react emotionally first and rationalize later. Disciplined people do the opposite. They notice inconsistency, they recognize behavioral patterns, and they trust repeated actions more than temporary emotions. Because manipulation relies on emotional fog. It relies on confusion. But calm people slow situations down. And when emotions slow down, patterns become visible. The strongest psychological position in any relationship is not control, it's independence. Because people who are willing to walk away cannot easily be controlled. Attachment without boundaries creates vulnerability, and vulnerability without awareness creates exploitation. Real power is emotional self-control, the ability to remain calm under pressure, and the ability to leave situations that repeatedly violate your self-respect. Manipulators succeed because most people ignore small warning signs, but patterns rarely lie. Because awareness changes everything. Once you see manipulation clearly, you stop confusing control with connection.